Hello everyone. Welcome to another video of Mug Notes. Today we're going to talk about other types of punctuation. So over the last few weeks, we've talked about semicolons and colons, commas, hyphens and dashes, and all sorts of things. Today we're going to talk about other punctuation marks. So you need a fresh sheet of notebook paper. Remember, name date period goes in the top right hand corner. And across the top of your paper in the header, we're going to write down Mug 8, other punctuation types. So we have, first of all, end of sentence punctuation. This is super easy, even though we might know this. It's important to at least jot a rough idea of what these things are. So we have periods, question marks, and exclamation points are our terminating punctuation marks. These are what we use to end sentences. A lot of people don't have trouble with these, but some stylistic points to note, especially as we get closer to writing our first essay. After a period, make sure you put one space before the next sentence. Do not space before and after a period or a question mark or an exclamation point or even a comma. Do not put a space before and after. So this kind of sentence would not be acceptable. You need to have the comma touching the previous word on the left, one single space after the punctuation, and then your next word. Avoid using exclamation points in formal writing. So your essays, your reports or research papers, or lab reports for science, which you will eventually do not use exclamation points in those. You can use exclamation points in electronic communication like emails, even to your teachers, but don't overuse them. Parentheses. We use parentheses to set off tangential pieces of information or opinion within a sentence. So this is kind of like aside stuff that you would see in plays. It's typically less important facts or side comments. We also use parentheses to indicate a citation in MLA and APA. When we are doing MLA or APA citations, remember periods always go outside of your citation. So take a look at this first example that I have from a book. Very early on in the story, Melinda compares her state to that of a, quote, wounded zebra in a National Geographic special, suggesting she's hurt and broken in some way. So we have our parentheses, author's last name, and then the page number that the quote was from. When we get to plays like Romeo and Juliet, we're going to cite stuff a little bit differently, but we'll go over that in class. Quote marks and ellipses. We use quote marks to set off word-for-word quoted material. These should not be used to indicate emphasis. So, like how when people do air quotes, you do not want to do anything like air quotes in your professional writing. Notice that your first quote mark should always look like a double 6, and your end quote mark should look like a double 9. Ellipses consist of a space followed by 3 dots consecutively, followed by another space after the 3 dots have been typed. So if you're typing in Google Docs and you do space, dot, 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 space, it automatically adjusts the formatting for you. Your ellipses should not look like space, period, space, period, space, period. If you do that, Google Docs or any other word processor that you use will not automatically format it into an ellipses. You also don't want to do consecutive dot 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 dot. 3 dots only, 1 space before, 1 space after. We use ellipses to indicate, in quotes, that words or entire sentences are missing. In creative writing, we can use ellipses to express hesitation or show that thoughts are trailing off, but we do not show interruption using ellipses. For those, you would need to use em dashes, which we talked about last time. That's all we have for today, folks. If you have any questions on any of these, please do let me know, and I will see you on Monday.